version of StreamYard. I'm paying for such an elite version of StreamYard. Now I get to go live in HD. So
fancy.
Yeah, dog. Super cool. What's up, home service homies? Let me get us live on the radio. Jai, I'm gonna give you the this, and then I'm gonna hit the that to go live on the radio. You ready? Look at this.
Yep.
That was it. I just did it. Angela. I was like, man, I was worried there for a second. I was like, why? I must have plugged something in wrong. That's the only thing that could have happened. I must have plugged something wrong. I do forget now. I need to get out to my page here. There we go. We live. What's happening, everybody? We're talking Sales Boost today. We're talking about Sales Boost after the fact, which is as good of a time to talk about it because I want to give everybody a ton of FOMO. That is the goal today. If you weren't there, you should have a ton of FOMO. But is it FOMO is like, well, it's happening. Is there a past tense for FOMO that has to do with like you already missed out and that's a bummer?
Yeah, FOMO.
What's the word?
FOMO.
Is it still FOMO?
Yeah, because instead of fear of missing out, it's fear of missed out.
Okay, still FOMO. I like that. See, aren't you glad you came, Corey? Look at you already contribute. You weren't even at Sales Boost. You're going to be FOMOing right here on the show today. But you're already contributing. Not a surprise. Not a surprise. We got Zig checking in. Scott Ziegler checking in, says Sales Boost was insane. We got generic Facebook user checking in saying what's going on, everybody. What's up, generic Facebook user? Potentially same generic Facebook user says FOMO, past, present, future. And you should have FOMO. Shoot us, drop a note in here if you're checking out as you're jumping on. Drop a note in. Were you there? Were you not there? Give us a yay or nay. Give us a thumbs up. If you were there, drop in a highlight. Drop us a little nugget of what your favorite part was. But I want to do, and I think Rob is going to jump in at some point here today too. Hopefully you can make it because I'm sure Rob's got a Sales Boost story or two. But it was, and I'm not just saying this because Angela and JC are sitting here and it's their event. There was without a doubt from everybody that I talked to, and I'm biased because I'm good friends with Angela and JC. It was without a doubt the best event that I think, and that's not me just saying that to blow smoke up your guys' asses, like talking to everybody that was there, that like plenty of people who have been to many a different event. It wasn't, it wasn't a, oh yeah, it was pretty good. It kind of reminded me of this. It was just like, that was the best event. And here's a goofy thing. And Angela, I'm going to like put you on the spot today a little bit about it. Because this is just a secret ninja skill that you have is like, I think you know why. I don't think anybody else actually knows why it was so good. I know a little bit about why, because I know you and I have talked about these things before, but it reminded me of going to Disney a little bit in that it's like, if you just told me of the things that are at Disney, I'd be like, okay, like some super average roller coasters and some kiddie rides and like a huge crowd. What would be so cool about that? But then you go to Disney and you're like, I don't know why that was so awesome. It was just fucking amazing. And I can't really describe it. And so I look at Sales Boost and I'm like, there were speakers there. There's a lot of events with speakers at it. There was food there. Most events don't do the food stuff for you. But like we got to eat, right? There's other guests there that we got to hang out with. And part of the fun of any event or convention like that is the hanging out with the other people that are there. But you can do that at every event. So the nuts and bolts of it just look like an event. But across the board, everybody's saying it's like from people that have been to every event under the planet, under the sun. Well, what do we got here? Is this just us? Is that just a picture of us?
You, Dan. Drinking
a beer on stage? That was good. But it was like unanimously, everybody was like, it was freaking amazing. From generic Facebook user, this might be Ryan Clark maybe, that said it was awesome, and he was like blown away. I kind of feel like it's almost a bummer. It'd be like if you were a whitetail hunter and you just went out and shot like a Boone and Crockett whitetail the first time you ever went hunting. Like you're never gonna do that again. So it'd be like a bummer to shoot the biggest buck of your life the first time because you're like, well, you're never gonna replicate that, and you don't really know any better. It'd be like that for Ryan. Like he just shot the biggest buck of his life. This is the first time he ever went to an event, and he just went to the best event he's ever gonna go to. So it's gonna be a letdown after this one, but at least you got that one under the belt. But Angela and JC, like I want. Like I said, you guys kind of know what was going on with it. But I want you to kind of give us some details on what the hell makes it so awesome. And then we'll get into the behind the scenes, like lift up the hood. Cause I'm sure while the rest of us are hanging out, drinking way too many Busch Lights, talking smart, you guys are like actually doing things to make the event be the way that it was. So give us a little like high level. How the hell did you do that? How did you do that?
I'm going to pass the mic to Angela.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I was really just talking to Angela the whole time anyway.
No, that's not true. It was definitely a team effort of like 9 months in the making. About 9 months in the making of Sales Boost, and a team effort of us each working in our own strengths and doing stuff. JC put up with a lot. I definitely drove him crazy. He's like, I'm so glad to be done with you and your list. And spreadsheets and everything, but it was a team effort in bringing people together. But when you say
hold on, are you like a list person or more of like a Gantt chart person when it comes to these things? Oh, and then we got this guy ruining the perfect quad setup that we had. Should have known.
So I do not like, let's make it clear. I am a visionary. I am a high visionary, just like JC. I do not like being in an integrator role at all. I do not like details and spreadsheets. I like somebody else to do that. But
you're also a people pleaser. So you're like, I just got to make these people have the best time ever.
Yeah. So, I mean, next time we'll have an integrator. So it's not me telling anyone to do the list. But when you said what makes, like when you lift that, it felt like Disney, like that's the goal. And I think, I mean, I had told JC that in the beginning, like it's about making it like Disney. It is about all the little details that people don't notice the details, but make it feel like there is constant serotonin, dopamine drips all the time, like little tiny things that you do to make it seem like that. And it affects everyone's experience. And like I said, I had talked to you about that a long time ago after doing an event. I told that JC to begin with. I was like, there's going to be a lot of little things. You don't understand why we have to plan them so far in advance and why they're so important and why there are so many lists.
Like why JC's making a post at 3 a.m. while he's like labeling a mug. that was funny. It's like, I don't even know what this machine is, but I'm just sitting here because I can't sleep and I'm going to throw some labels
away 180 of them.
Yeah. Oh, it was 3 a.m. when he was doing that. So, but it's worth it. Like you said, people have a great experience and you want people to have a great, like learn from the speakers and walk away. Like that's the goal of every event. You want people to leave energized. You want people to leave with connections. You want people to leave like that was amazing and the speakers were amazing. But unless you take care of people in general, we're all humans. And unless you take care of human things, and food isn't a little thing, like, because if you're hungry or if you have to go find where you're going to get food or your food was shitty and then you're sitting there still hungry, you can't pay attention. If it was if we would have paid $500,000 for like a speaker and you didn't feed people, they're hungry.
I don't want to.
Can you send all these notes to the huge convention?
Yeah,
because you always end up with that point. You're like, I'm hungry, I'm hungover, I'm thirsty, I need more cowbell, and who can I afford to miss so that I can go get some food? When we paid like double just to get like some chicken tenders right next to the speakers. So,
I mean, and just like
and some beer,
simple things like coffee. It's good to have coffee because 90% of business owners are drinking coffee in the morning, and just those, like, again, like you said, it's not necessarily a little thing, but you got a bunch of mildly hungover to majorly hungover people like coming into the room, and some coffee is a really good thing to have in the morning, like when you've got a bunch of people coming in, and you guys just had it all covered.
And snack hour was so great. I still am shocked that Angela's like, yeah, you should have that, and we were all like, but we've never had one of those before.
Yeah. I'm surprised there wasn't a nap hour in there too. Like,
that would have been nice.
Well,
There's
some of you guys
cocktails.
are until 10 o'clock anyway, so.
What?
But it's about the other thing about Disney is like JC is such an incredible visionary, and I love being a visionary too. But it's about like saying yes to all those ideas. Like, how can you incorporate them? And it is hard in the end because he kept having like awesome ideas in the end. Not that I didn't, but I'm like, oh, somebody's got to execute the awesome ideas. But it's about getting as many of
now
those
we've got a
awesome-
few days to do it instead of a few months to do it.
or a few minutes.
Yeah.
But it's about like how many of those can you say yes to? How many of those little things can you and then really he was good at this too of like I said, like one of the biggest things you can do as event planners if you're hosting the event right up until the event is to like get your own energy right. Like get there, be rested, get there in advance, like prepare that have as many details taken care of so it doesn't look like we're in the middle of chaos. That when JC takes the stage every time that it's like it can be your best possible energy. And that's a thing you don't see, but it's a subconscious, like people it's the energy.
They totally feel your vibe. It's funny you say that. I noticed it, but I just assumed like, man, they must have been well rested and weren't out drinking with Rob and I all night. But like seriously, like it was noticeable. You guys just on stage, your energy, your presence. Every time you introduced somebody or kicked anything off, it felt super intentional, and it set the tone. Definitely set the tone.
So, had it not been for Angela, like Sales Boost 2024 would have been an epic fail. And you know, when I first got asked to take over Sales Boost, I was excited. I was like, man, if Pat can do this in his garage, I've got this. Not even a maybe. Like for anybody who puts on these events and shows, like my hats go off to you. And anybody who goes to these things, like they should understand how much work goes behind the scenes to make this successful. Like you talked about the coffee bar. Like that's not a $20 coffee bar. That's a huge expense that we said, you know what, we're going to sacrifice money over the experience because now people can have coffee and water throughout the day. Even having water out there was an expense. Like all the little food, Angela picked everything out and surprised me because she's great at it. And it was actually fun going to each meal, breakfast and lunch, and even the carving station for the game.
Your guys' fucking meals were just spot on. Like there wasn't a bad piece of food up there the entire time.
There really was, and it was better than most sit-down meals at restaurants. So that, you know, the hotel did an incredible job. There's not one point I take a bite of something, I'm like, oh, this is gross. Other than I was choking on that filet mignon, whatever that was, that piece of meat.
You're just housing it too fast.
We just needed some salt and pepper for the eggs, but that's normal. People are not going to put any seasonings, and you're like, come on, I need that.
Somebody put it in.
But like all those little things we planned for, you know, for everybody to be able to just relax and not think about anything. We didn't want them having to find a restaurant downtown because if they go out and get a restaurant downtown for lunch, well, then who's going to suffer? One, they're going to miss the afternoon session. Then the first speaker in the afternoon session, which is usually the worst session to have because everybody's late. Then they're standing there like, you know, with half an audience. But everybody was there for you. Though.
Everybody was there. Except for the people that went to go see that schmuck Ryan Fox. I was just to mess with people. Ryan and I were joking like I should go do his and he should come do mine, and we'll just like see what shakes out. We didn't execute on it, but the thought did cross our minds after a few beers one night.
It would be entertaining to do somebody else's presentation.
Mm-hmm. And
Like
and wear their clothes and just mock the hell out of them. Be super
Yeah.
fun. My name is
All right,
Ryan
so-
Falk, and I'm gonna tell you how to hang some holiday lights. Here.
So as an outsider and the only one in this group that
You
wasn't
have
at
FOMO.
what sounds like the coolest event ever, I just have one thing I need to say. I appreciate all the details. I'll be honest. My wife is planning my 3-year-old's birthday party for this Saturday. She has a list. She has an Excel. She does all of the behind the scenes work on the things that I don't think matter. And then the party's just awesome. And we've got a freaking balloon arch going all the way down. And we've done this 7 times already, right? Because I've got a 5 and a 3-year-old, 8 times, 9 times, whatever. And then at the end of the day, because I do 90% of the talking, I do 90% of the talking at our parties because my wife isn't as extroverted as I am. People come up to me and they say, wow, you put on a great party. And unlike JC, I'm like, yeah, thanks. I know I did. You know, like I take all the credit for it. But we all know it was my wife, right? But I will say this. The little things matter, but they're still all second to what Angela and JC brought to the meeting. And I don't need to be there to tell you that. What Dan's point was with the introductions, the energy level, the passion. I mean, anytime you open up Facebook or LinkedIn and you see what you two are doing and the way you live your lives and the fact that it's literally a part of who you are, that's what makes these things special. I've been at events that had the greatest food, that had the coolest little amenities, and the people running it and the people talking at it had no energy. They had no passion, and the food was fine. But guess what? When you eat Taco Bell at 7 o'clock at night, it's Taco Bell. When you eat it at 3 a.m, when you've got a different a mind frame, a different set of standards, right? Then all of a sudden it tastes like the greatest food you've ever had in your entire world. My point is, you two made the event. I love that you care about the planning. It is important. You couldn't have done it without it. But don't take credit away from what you guys brought to it, because I didn't need to be there to tell you that I'm 100% confident you two are what made that event so special for everybody there. 100%.
Appreciate
And
that.
the 2 a.m. trip to Waffle House made it the best damn food that we had the whole time. We were so hammered, and our server was just absolutely hysterical. And it was like, we're just dying. Just like, she's like, "What do you want, honey?" I'm like, "Just food. I don't, just give me this thing. I'm pointing at food. Can you bring that to me?"
There's a lot of stuff from that interaction that like, I don't even have a filter, and I won't repeat most of what was said during that conversation with that Waffle House waitress. We were all under the influence and quite possibly slightly overserved. She didn't skip a beat. Like, she was on our level, ready for us. Like, she had been waiting for us all night. Like, here we go. We're about to have some fun. She pulled up a chair and hung out with us for like 6 minutes, basically until her coworker started yelling at her, like,
Yeah.
fucking taking those guys' order and get back here and help me. But that was quite the experience. Let's take a quick commercial break. I want to get back and go like a little bit, Angela and JC, a little more like under the hood, behind the scenes of just the nuances and the craziness of like putting together an event like that. And then I want to do some highlights and some lowlights. We got to do some highlights. There won't be a lot of lowlights, but I want and everybody listening and watching, start chiming in. What was your highlight from Sales Boost, or a low light if you got a low light? Throw it all in here.
Like your flight.
Yeah, we're gonna tell my fucking travel story. You bet your ass.
Yeah.
And the shitty refund that I got. You will not believe the shittiest little refund that I got. All right here on Home Service Happy Hour when we come back. It's making me thirsty.
Creating art from darkness. For over 20 years, Cast Lighting has designed and manufactured the world's most durable, energy efficient, and technically advanced landscape lighting products available at astonishingly affordable prices. Cast offers an all-encompassing line of products with everything you need to get the job done. Cast Landscape, their most durable product, is best-in-class, low-voltage landscape lighting made of solid bronze with integrated and drop-in LED technology. These fixtures are built to endure the most demanding environments. Source Lighting, a new division by Cast, is your source for professional grand landscape lighting made of durable brass, offering both integrated and drop-in LED technology, and backed by Cast, the world's most durable outdoor lighting. Cast Lighting gives you innovative, state-of-the-art, old-world craftsmanship with tomorrow's technology. Visit their website at cast-lighting.com today. That's cast-lighting.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, no one rocks like Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Crest is North America's only lineup of battery-powered OPE that meets the needs of professional landscapers. Right now with Crest, you can save up to $2,000 per crew per year, supported by the revolutionary 8-minute cyber system. Crest equipment provides the same power and performance as their gas-powered counterparts, and Crest-made 60-volt CyberPack batteries charge in 8 minutes or less. Professional landscapers can finally make the switch to battery without sacrificing performance, power, or runtime. For more information or to find a dealer near you, visit Crest.com. Typical savings for a full-time landscaping crew of 3 users operating handheld power tools for 180 days per year. Having issues with your maintenance schedule? Want better routing and ability to track your vehicles when they leave the shop? Do you want to reduce your liability exposure with your vehicles that are moving billboards on the road? GPS Fleet Consulting uses cloud-based dashcam monitoring and can easily track your vehicle maintenance using real odometer readings. GPS Fleet Consulting can also assist you with live phone support and email support with guaranteed same-day responses. Yes, same-day responses. Stop wondering where your trucks are and start managing your fleet with GPS Fleet Management Systems. For more information, visit gpsfleetconsulting.com. That's gpsfleetconsulting.com.
Creating art from darkness.
It's an early mix-up, early music mix-up. That's the piano going. I think that's the piano. I like the bass drop. I like the bass drop in there. Good stuff. What's up, home service homies and business nerds? Welcome back to a little home service happy hour right here on Turfs Up Radio. I never do this, but like and subscribe and smash the buttons and go find the podcast. Do the things to support the thing. Appreciate it. We're talking sales boost. If you didn't catch the first segment, quite possibly the best event ever. And I'm not just saying that because Angela and JC are here. Like everybody that was there had that to say. Rob, we're friends with a lot of the people that run the huge convention, and so I don't want to dog a huge convention, but that's the biggest convention in the industry for a lot of us that we go to. And I think it was so different. And there's nothing wrong with that convention, but this just felt so personal and well done, and like everything was orchestrated. The trade show floor didn't smell like a toilet. That's cool. I like that. I like that it didn't smell like a toilet. I know that wasn't their fault, but man,
I like that they moved the food into the room too instead of being in the hallway. That was a little bit little congested.
That was good, but I do like a moon landing every once in a while. So I got to knock some people out of the way with my ass. I'm like the Buffalo Wild Wings box out commercial. That's me. I'm just
so here's the thing, like with the size of Sales Boost though, I think that played a big part in it. And obviously with so many like close friends being at that size meeting and the huge has gotten to the point where you find your pockets of friends. Like what is that number? Like is it at 500 it becomes like, because it was 185 or was it 285?
199 total names between sponsors, speakers, and attendees.
Okay.
You just say 200. Like when it's 199, you just have permission.
Almost 200.
199 sounds a little cooler though. I don't know why.
Yeah.
All right.
Means like it sounds like you failed at selling one more ticket.
The fisherman in me, this is how I like to tell a fish story. If it was 199, I'd be like, it wasn't quite 300.
Yeah.
Super true. True statement. Didn't quite hit 300.
I didn't hit my limit, but you know.
Yep, didn't quite. The fire department didn't have to get called. We didn't overdo it. But yeah, you're right, Rob. I think like the size of the group was on point. This is the right size where you got to like see everybody and hang out with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys think of the casino night?
It was fun.
I didn't play a single game. I just BS'd and drank margaritas. Just did what I'm the best at. I'm not a gambler, which is funny because I'm a finance. Maybe it's not funny. I don't know. I don't really like gambling. Like the only people I gamble with is Corey, actually. Like when I'm around Corey, he always convinces me to make a bet. And most of the time I agree to it just because I'm trying to have fun with Corey. And then every once in a while I win, and then it's just funny for me. It's usually golf related. But otherwise I just don't like betting money.
If it's usually golf related, you probably win more often than not, would be my guess. So you're actually like straight hustling me, but whatever. Nobody's mad about it. Do I look bitter? I'm not bitter.
You seem a little bit bitter. Just the way he said that. It was just a little bitter, but it's cool. It's cool.
Dan, so you've emceed the Huge and probably some other events. That was the first time. I don't think we just decided that till what, 2 weeks prior, Angela, that I was gonna be doing the MC for that, and I was not happy.
He was not happy. And I just insisted, I just kept moving to other things. Taking over the Huge, I just insisted. Taking over the Huge, taking over Sales Boost from Pat. I thought it was important that as much time like building the reputation connection as the host of Sales Boost than just like I'm coming on as a speaker. So I just told him it wasn't an option.
I think that
takes a lot of energy.
It's crazy amount of energy. Like you're turned on the entire time, like obsessing about the little things that you have to say and the little directions you have to give. It's goofy. It wears you out.
Yeah.
And how you can refer to the Angela.
Not mess that up.
Yep.
No, I back to what Corey said earlier. I think your guys' energy, I mean, throughout even the last few months, obviously, and if you guys are up for talking about what that was like leading up to the event, I want to get into that too. But you guys just kept at it and kept at it and kept at it and kept positive energy around it and kept positive energy around it. And so I think it was wise. And I'm not surprised that Angela forced you to do that and didn't really give you an option. I think it was very wise that like that was you up there, and it worked and it was awesome. So good on you. But take a step back because, like Angela said earlier, this was 9 months in the works when you guys agreed to start like taking this thing over. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like you knew exactly what you were getting into. And this is probably a different question for both of you because Angela's answer is going to be different than JC's. 10 being like you knew what the hell you were getting yourself into, and 1 being like oh fuck, what did I get myself into? Give us a score.
Oh fuck.
You were 1. Is it 0.5?
I think it was 2 weeks prior, Angela. I said this is the best decision I've ever made in my life. Because like trying to get people to buy tickets who everybody likes to wait for last minute, all the details, the hotel didn't care. They wanted their money that we didn't have. And again, we were not going to cut anything short. I mean, even literally the day before the show, we invested more money to have a DJ there rather than us trying to figure out on Spotify because we knew like just even the music would make the difference of how he
was really good. Like he was just subtly super on.
We found him at 3:00 the day before the show on Wednesday.
Good find.
So, but yeah, it was Angela had an idea. I thought I had an idea. And my idea did not match up with Angela's idea. So every day she's like, JC, we have list and you haven't touched it since September and it's already March 18th. I'm like, well, you got it.
We'll get her done.
It was a lot of work. I mean, I can't praise Angela enough for the details, the work her team did with Unique Genius alone. Countless hours, day in and day out with the website, the communications, the email, all the details, making the flyers, making the table cards, like everything had somebody working on it. And it was Angela's team doing the majority of that on the back end, which was absolutely incredible.
Angela, was it a 9 or a 10 for you, or was it more than you thought it was going to be?
I would say I probably was at an 8. I knew what it would be. I didn't necessarily know. I would say the surprise was in last minute registrations, how hard it, like Pat had built something, and I really got into the visionary part in the beginning when they were like, yeah, we can easily sell 350 tickets just like in our sleep.
Mhm.
So the ticket sales part was a little harder, but I knew how much work it would be. And you have to remember, I tell this story, like JC and I had only met 2 months before we went to Pat and Sheila's house and took over Sales Boost. So like
That's like meeting all of the extended families and everything else.
Yeah, no wonder why the theme was all in. We're just going for it. Going all in.
Yeah, full send it.
I mean, like going like, okay, I'm like, this is a big deal. Yeah. And like how full time of a thing it is. It's funny because I have on our board in here, literally written on the blackboard. Like I knew 9 months in, it's 20 hours a week. 60 days in, it's 40 hours a week. Like for the leaders of the event. Yeah.
3 weeks in, no sleep.
And then with the people. So I knew, but I guess I just didn't, I don't know. I knew, but we worked really well together. We all pulled it off. I just all the time said when he's like, this is the worst decision I made. I think you a lot of times be like, and I think people think that when they're like running a business together and stuff too, like, I just want to not have this. I just want to like,
yeah, you know, why do we sign up for all this stress?
Like, yeah, like we're in Disney World. Like, I just want to be at Disney and have fun with our kids and just like be us. Not have to
I don't want to be the one running Disney. That sounds miserable.
Or running Disney and having to ask for that together, you know, like I just want to have fun at Disney. I don't want to say, can you please check the spreadsheet for your 40 things that are due tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I guess. Did I even answer the question? I know where I'm at.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about it at the show, but like the ticket sales with how they come in so late and you guys have to like go out and reserve a shot in the dark of like hotel rooms so that you have capacity for everybody and all that. Walk us through that. Cause it caused us to not be able to ice fish together. Like people waiting too long to buy their tickets caused us to not be able to ice fish together. I blame everybody else for that. That's everybody that waited too long to sign up. It's their fault.
First I want to say for anybody who thinks people put on shows to make a bunch of money is the reason why they put on shows. I'm not saying people don't make money, but there's a lot of money that can be lost real quick. And we found that out because we didn't want to fall short on the hotels. And we had big goals and big visions for Sales Boost going off of what Pat did last year. He had like 125 people there. The momentum was there. Every year it had like continuous growth. So we really were like aiming high. What we didn't want 300 people, Angela. That was what we were shooting for, like in the original numbers.
350, yeah.
So we had to block off 150 rooms per night because we felt that was an appropriate number. And it wasn't because it was extremely high, but the hotel doesn't care. Like whatever you block off, you're accountable for. So that was like a big push for us. The people try to get hotel rooms, and then some people were trying to get hotels in other places that might have been like $10 cheaper.
Then you got assholes like Rob and I that are like, well, we want to just share a room because we're cheap and we're going to be hanging out the whole time anyway.
People using points, and I don't blame them. They were doing it, but that just does like things that I didn't think about in the beginning to realize. But then you don't want to go in and do just like 10 rooms and everybody's paying $400 a night, which was like the regular rate. So we're trying to help as many people out, but in the end, it was a kick in the ass because that was our biggest stressor going into the final days of the show.
That's interesting because it's like if you have 300 people that you expect to be coming, is that 150 rooms? Is it 75 rooms? Like what is the sweet spot? Because you don't want to overextend, but you don't want to underextend either.
Yeah.
What's up, Adam McChesney checking in? We got all sorts of check-ins. Courtney was checking in. Todd was checking in. Brandon checked in earlier. Josh checked in. I'll tell you what. One of my highlights was playing Street Fighter there was the bar / arcade. Now here's the thing. I was trying to talk to Marty about this, and I was trying to explain like why I was it was mostly the travel that had me like in a funk on Sunday when I got back. I was just an angry human. I'll tell my travel story in a little bit. But I got kept out until 2 a.m. one night, which like that used to be nothing. That used to be just fine. I'm getting old. Like midnight is usually my cutoff. But we went to like a bar arcade, not like a Dave and Buster's or something mainstream like that, but like literally just a bar that had a whole shitload of arcade stuff in it. And I walked over and there's Josh Walston just ripping some Street Fighter, just kicking the shit out of everybody. Like he knew 2 moves and nobody else knew any moves. And then so he waxed all of us, and then he felt bad, so he let other people like play. And then he showed me like one move to do, and then I got him with that move. I just kept doing it. Like I used it. And then
was it the kidney shot while he's trying to?
It's the scorpion one where like you throw the rope and it gets him, and then you pull him closer and you smack him. He showed me how to do it,
isn't it? Yeah.
Something like that.
There may or may not be a Street Fighter arcade game at 2025 just so I can beat Josh in front of everybody on stage. Like I'm just gonna roll it up there and practice for the whole year, and just like flawless victory.
Yeah, like all you got to do is Google some of the moves. You know, a move for a handful of people, you'll dominate. That's what I should have done. I should have just like stepped away for a game or two, just watched a couple of YouTube videos, came back and just worked it. But that was so fun. And then of course we ended up at Waffle House on the way back. I think, what would you guys say? There was probably like 20 people that were in that arcade bar.
Like 30.
Us? No, yeah, that thing was slammed with everybody.
I think we had 30
there was at least 30 or 40. I mean, the diehard, there was about 15 of us.
But, and then we ran back in a downpour. Like basically a quarter mile, 3/10 of a mile, and just a shit downpour. Made a pit stop at the Waffle House on the way to dry off. It's turned into a really smart decision. Maybe one of the best ever. What did you guys have for highlights? What else surprised you in a fun sort of way? Hold on, I got one more. Can I do one more? I do one more? That fucking helmet that you got, Pat, that bike helmet. Not like bike helmet, I say bike helmet, but like it's a like racing
helmet. Yep.
That was so freaking cool.
That was
so
we were trying to figure out something for him to kind of hand off the legacy, and I found it a couple days prior. Luckily, Amazon was like next day, and it was like sales boost colors too, which really topped it off. And I asked Sheila, I was like, does he need a helmet? So the day before, I'm talking about like, Pat.
Of course, he needs a helmet. He gets in a wreck like every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was trying to ask some questions to see if like it was a good choice, and he's like, "Yeah, I use my motorcycle helmet." So when we got that, and he put it on stage, I got that picture too. I'll throw that up there. That was pretty cool though. It was really fun because we got to do the helmet and then present the flowers to Anne. So that was fun.
That was really cool.
I got a couple FOMO check-ins. Seth, you're right to have FOMO.
Yeah,
right to have some FOMO. Clay, he's kicking himself. He should be super right. Charity, who's one of my account managers, calling me out for getting old. I think that's just super fair. I think that is true, and I support that message. Tom King, who's coming on the late night happy hour show tonight, says nothing good happens after 1 a.m. I think
but funny shit does. Funny shit happens after 1 a.m.
I was gonna say, surprisingly, in this case, I would disagree. Although Rob on our way back. Oh, check this out, you guys. Oh no, I clicked the thing when somebody else was clicking the thing. Look at that helmet. That's just so sales boost. That's total sales.
That's awesome.
That was such a cool helmet. Yeah, I don't know. I have no regrets about staying out till 2 a.m. that night. That was now if you would have been so smashed that like it was all haze, that would be a bummer. But I was drinking Mick Ultras all night, so basically water. So very clear memories of what was her name? TT?
Yeah, TT, and I got 2 of them.
Do you think that was really? Yeah, that was her intro. My name is TT, and I got 2 of them. And she was all about it. She was right on our wavelength. Do you think that was her real name, Rob? Do you think that was her real name? Or is that her stage?
I quite frankly wonder if she has like a rotation of names that she just plays with people. because the crowd that she's going to have at that time of night or morning, just play around with it. Like, oh, my name's JoJo. Nope, JoJo didn't make good tips. Let's just play around. Like she's definitely missing a couple screws.
I think you paid that night, and and I still left her another $20 on the table.
Oh,
it was worth it. Like I'm sure you tipped her, but I was like, it was that you just couldn't have gotten a better Waffle House experience. And I've gotten Waffle House experiences, and they don't go that well.
No.
That was as good as it gets. Jeremy Brooks says, "Who are all these people?"
I mean, JC, when we had Waffle House with Brett Ryan in Asheville, and it was like, why are we going here? And there was this time in Atlanta, it was like, why am I here?
Yeah, usually you end
up. But at 1:30 in the morning, you're like, it was that or pizza. I was really down for pizza, but I don't think the pizza people would have been quite as entertaining as TT was.
Well, and with all the context, like we were running in a downpour. And we just happened to be like, wait, isn't there a Waffle House like somewhere between here and the hotel on the way back? And like that, when we just happened to be like within a, I don't know, half block of it. It was just like bail out to the Waffle House.
Yeah,
it was meant to be. Let's take a little commercial break. We're gonna come back with some highlights and some lowlights. If you're listening, if you're watching, drop some notes in the comments. Drop your highlights, drop your lowlights, drop your favorite stories. I got to tell my travel story. That is a low light. Super low light. We'll be back with more Home Service Happy Hour right here. Turfs Up Radio. Be back.
True Fuel is a high-octane fuel precision-engineered for your 2- and 4-cycle equipment. They use the most advanced synthetic lubricants and stabilizers in an ethanol-free fuel, improving performance, protecting your equipment, and saving you time. That means easier startups, smoother idling, and quicker trigger response, plus extended life for all of your equipment. True Fuel is ready to use and easy to store, helping your operations be more efficient and reducing maintenance costs. We at Turfs Up use True Fuel because we know it works and we know it's the best option. Check out TrueFuel50.com to learn more. That's TrueFuel50.com.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Are outdated spreadsheets and whiteboard scheduling costing you jobs? Or is a lack of consistency between crews causing your bids to differ from job to job? Or worse, delaying critical invoices and payments? Crew Control offers all-in-one business management solutions fit for every trade. From bidding and scheduling to invoicing and integrating payments, Crew Control provides real-time visibility into your crew's efficiency, whether you're in the field, in the office, or even on vacation. Manage your crews more effectively and improve business performance with Crew Control. Start your free trial today at crewcontrol.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, here's to all the women in the green industry. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
That's just some good classic. That's some good classic Home Service Happy Hour music right there. It just sounds right. That's the right vibe for the type of bullshit that I usually like to talk about. We're talking sales booth today. What's up, Home Service homies? Normally I talk about conventions before they happen, and then after they happen, it's kind of like, okay, cool, that one's done. In this case, like as I've said time and time again on the show already, is like quite possibly the best event ever. And so if you missed it, sucks for you. Enjoy your dose of FOMO. Like Seth Goldberg, he's living that FOMO life right now. Clay's living that FOMO life. It's cool. We got you. 2025 will probably happen. There's going to be an event in 2025, assuming the world doesn't blow up. That's why I say 2025 will probably happen. The world's weird, but assuming we're all still here, 2025 will come, and then you can make a better decision about your life. Jeremy Brooks just confused about how we have 5 people in here. He said, who are all these people? Thanks for checking in, Jeremy. I want to talk some more. I want to talk some more highlights. A little more. I want to get some behind the scenes highlights. Angela and JC, you guys are like putting on this amazing show. Give us a couple of the things that like happen behind the scenes where you just wouldn't know if you don't know. That you guys went through and had to put up with.
I mean, one again, like if it wasn't for all the details prior to the show, like if it looked like everything was going smooth and calm and everything wasn't burning down, it's because it was. Like the only hiccup I had personally during the show, maybe
You
other
did
than
hiccup that one time. I saw you hiccup that one time. I just didn't want to say anything.
was like the audio. We had a feedback through the speakers, but other than that, like it was so cool just to see. I mean, it really was a flawless victory going through the whole show, hearing people rave about the food, the connections that were being made, people implementing things right there. And now even reading the testimonials and the after, like people winning on jobs right now. Like a couple guys closed on $2,000-$3,000 jobs that they normally would have done a $400 house wash, but they went in all in on the bundles and implemented right away. They didn't make excuses. They went back and executed at a high level. And they're already getting like the ROI of that event that they would not have gotten if they didn't show up. So like that's a huge highlight. It's just having people Facebook message me or call me and just like celebrating.
Yeah, that's super cool. Like literally in a week, having it paid for itself.
Yes,
that's 100%. There was Dallas, who I think was one of our winners when Angela and I were giving away some tickets. Dallas was one of the winners, and I talked to him after day one. It might have even been like still on day one. And he's like, after Tommy got up there and talked, we did this and we did that. We already hired like he had done like 4 things where I was like, most people take a month to do that. He was just like, I'm doing it. I'm there. I'm here for it. This is what I needed. And we're going. And he was already like, we've already done these things. I was just like, wow, that's rapid execution.
One of them that messaged me, he closed a $2,100 house wash that he said normally it would have just been a house wash sold over the phone, but he did the in-person estimate and $2,100 within day one of being back.
That's amazing. Way to get it. Way to get it, man. What do you got, Angela?
So JC alluded to before. I mean, it's really all of the team like that you don't see there, but our virtual team, all the people from Unique Genius really did everything, executed everything up to the event, all the details. And then at the event, like there are all last minute things that like make the AV and everything seamless, right? Instead of like you've seen places speakers go up, there's like this lull, like, okay, here's the speaker. And then let's take a 5-minute gap while the speaker plugs in their laptop and all that. And for all that to work, it takes a lot of people that you don't see. And so we had an incredible.
You need to find a way to highlight that. You got to highlight that because we just think that it was just magical and that just happened. So like a way to show, this is the VA who took care of doing this, and this. Because otherwise everybody, and granted, Angela, you're amazing, but you gotta show that. Like, let us see what they, all those things that it really did.
That would be super cool to the credits at the end of a movie. Just like, here's all the people and here's all the shit that you don't know happens behind the scenes of the show. And here's all the things that they did. Like, that would be super cool.
I think we deserve free beers at the next convention for that, Dan.
What you can have a VA do that, and then one of the things on that list would be the VA that made the list of the things. It'd be like kind of redundant, but it'd be pretty sweet. Like a shout out of the thing on the thing.
This person made the credits. But yeah, all of that, all of the multimedia that goes into it is a purpose, and they all did that. And then second is the community that it built, right? Everyone, like you said, there was so much vibe and everyone loved it. And there was such a community there and such a community of people afterwards. And so what really happens is, I think the exciting part is that it's a catalyst for everyone and what's next. Like the real testimony is the community that you build, and then what can happen with that so that that energy doesn't die, that people don't leave and just like FOMO. So if you have FOMO and weren't there, or if you left and you don't want it to be over, we have some exciting things that are next. JC, I just to you.
Yeah.
Can I add something to that really quick?
Go ahead.
So the community element again, I just think you hit it so hard on the head, Angela. I remember about 8 years ago, I went to a convention and I heard something I loved. Like I loved it. I was like, this is going to help me get a deal. And 3 days later, I used it and I got the deal. And the only difference between me and the guy that texted JC, I didn't text anybody from the convention because I didn't know anybody. I heard the idea, I loved it, and I took it and I ran with it, but I didn't have a connection to them because they didn't take the time to create the connection. There was no community. It was just a sharing of ideas, which is fine for what it's worth, right? But creating that community and getting that text message with that, hell yeah, like, look at this deal I closed. You helped do this. Thank you. That's what builds that longevity that you're talking about. And that shows what you guys did versus other people that maybe put good information in front of people. And it's nice to hear. That element of idea or that idea of community that you were talking about, I think is just so spot on.
The pre-event social hour or happy hour. I mean, that's such a great initial thing, especially at big conventions where it's like, even if you know nothing else, like I remember the first huge convention I went to and I saw Tim Fields and then it was like, okay, cool. I know Tim. Cool. Tim's talking to some people. Now I can know some people. Otherwise you don't. I owe you Waffle House. Yeah.
There's another FOMO.
Again, I was saying that the community, like we knew there needed to be more because a lot of times we go to these shows, we get all excited, and then it just disappears after a while. Like everything's in a notebook, nothing gets executed. So we wanted to build out a platform or just a way to keep things going, way to keep people engaged, way to people keep them accountable at an affordable rate for everybody. So we came up with a visionary circle. And, you know, when we reached out, what we want to do is originally we're going to do a virtual speaker once a week throughout the whole entire year. And you have a small Facebook group. People come on there at a very low rate. It's like $97 a month. But now you have a community. We'll have a virtual speaker every single week. And when we reached out to the speakers, like I couldn't believe how many people said, yeah, sign me up. It filled up so fast the first 3 months that we added another day. So now twice a week, like for the next 3 months, guaranteed, we have speakers. And let me just name these speakers because they're not just like random speakers, but, you know, Angela and I are going to kick it off. And every speaker is going to talk about something that they're passionate about, something that they're an expert in their field. But we have Trevor Steele, Mike Andes is coming on because we missed out on him. He's going to come on. Sam Kaufman, Zeke Domowski, Colin DeHaan, Victor Rancourt, John Carmerzin, Tommy Richardson, John Majak, Morgan Knox, Adam McChesney, Philip Sessions, Marvin Salcedo, Braxton. Like these are just in the first 2 months of speakers that are going to come on and just like pour into you continuously. And it's going to be about AI, systems, you know, running a business, health, wealth, all these different things. So it's, you don't have to wait until the next, I mean, and really the next show is the Huge, which is 5 months from now. So now you have a community where one, we can bounce ideas off of, celebrate wins together, and still get those speaking engagements for you to find some value. If you don't make the call, it's every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock. You can watch the recording. You can ask questions. If you want to jump on with the speaker and ask questions, you can do that too. So we're really excited about the Visionary Circle. I'm going to put the link in there too so people can get to it. That's coming up there, right there. Maybe that posted. I don't know. So that's just one piece of what we have planned for just to keep the momentum going, because we know that with all the information overload, it's easy to lose sight of it and forget about things. So we want to be able to make sure that, like, yes, you paid for the event, you showed up, you invested in yourself, the time and the money, but now let's continue that growth going forward by holding you accountable in a group setting, but also be able to provide more value throughout the year with speakers. And that list is going to keep growing. That's just the first 3 months of speakers I gave you guys.
That's a big ass list.
Yeah.
Zig.
And community. Like, I mean, Corey just said the importance of that, of not only being able to continue the content, but continue the people, to celebrate wins, to have people to elevate your mindset, to have, you know, that you're not just like, I'm not going to implement these ideas, but you have a community lifting you up, supporting you, celebrating those wins with you, keeping you accountable.
Yep.
Just well, the other thing that I have to add is this. Somebody asked me just a week ago, they were like, hey, how'd you find so much success in your industry? And I was like, I figured it out like 12 years ago. I know the exact day it hit me. And they were like, what is it? And I was like, it's one thing. It's just one thing. Be yourself at all times. If you're a goofy, crazy son of a bitch like Dan, be a goofy, crazy son of a bitch, right? If you're a comedian, be a comedian.
Son of a
If
bitch.
you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're blunt, wear your heart on your sleeve and be blunt. Anytime you change to be someone you're not, it's not going to work. And so many of these organizations or events or things we go to try to insert a formality, a process, a thing that everyone is supposed to be doing. And when you open up a community and you open it up to say, hey, here's some ideas. Here are some ways that you can change the way you're doing something without sacrificing yourself. Go be the business leader you want to be. Go be the salesperson you want to be. If you can get to that point and your curriculum and your setting is encouraging people to be themselves, you're going to find unbelievable amounts of success and a ton of sticky synergy within that community. And I'm just a big believer in that.
I like Chris's rebuttal. I don't know if me always being an asshole is the best option. Hey, like be your blunt asshole, and then see where it falls. Be a funny blunt asshole, and then it's less abrasive or something. I liked Zig's comment before. I want to put Zig's back up. And this is like we've joked about the huge because it's huge, and so there's pluses and minuses to that. But the nice thing about Sales Boost was like literally when that speaker gets off the stage, like you can catch them and drink a beer with them and BS with them, and it's not like I gotta go get to the next thing and I gotta get like there's other things going on, there's other speakers going on and stuff like that. But the speakers are there. I think Tommy says it the best. Like I'm getting nothing out of this. Like, I am just here because I love supporting you guys and I want you to go kick ass. And I'm out there kicking ass. And here's how I'm kicking ass. And so go do some of this stuff. Like, just go put it in play. And he has his only incentive to do that is that he actually gives a shit about people getting out there and doing their thing. So it's super cool. The folks on that stage that are getting up there and pouring in the value. I liked, I was a little bit butthurt by this, but I really liked Cole Sickafoos took his terrible selfies and put the picture up about like, and I won't get it right exactly what he said, but he's like, you are the friends that you hang out with. And I'm super excited to be like hanging out with these people. And somehow both of those pictures, like I thought I was Cole's good buddy.
You were gone. It was both of them were Saturday afternoon.
Both times I was out doing some shit somewhere and Cole decided to post those two pictures without me in it. But I thought that was like super indicative of the community you guys are talking about is like, yeah, like when you surround yourself with that awesome group of people and those are who you call friends, you tend to do pretty sweet shit because you're surrounding yourself with people that are supporting other people doing pretty sweet shit. And you get that out of an event like that. And you get that from doing the Visionary Circle stuff. So go do it.
I got a selfie. I took a selfie, and Cole is mean mugging in the back of it. And it's I'll get that posted because I got to run a soccer practice. So
please do. Don't bring too many beers with since I'm not there.
No, I'm coaching.
Yeah, but don't bring too many beers with because I'm not there. I don't know why he brought that up. Like that would change how many beers I would suggest you bring.
JC, Angela, good seeing you guys. I'm out of here.
What's up, Pat? I'm gonna save my I gotta go pick up the kiddos. I'm gonna save my terrible travel story for next time, I guess. Or maybe
that's a whole story.
It'd be a whole 20-minute segment. It'd be a whole 20-minute segment. Zig, I shook Tommy Mello's hand, hoping his Midas touch rubbed off. Yeah, maybe it did. Report back.
So
let us know.
Tommy was the first selfie I took on stage, and he's the only picture that didn't come out.
It's all blurry. It's Sasquatchy, probably because he's moving.
No, it didn't even take. Like nothing even. It didn't even take the picture. Like I pushed a button and nothing happened.
Well, we were all there. We saw it. We saw it.
So I told Tommy I have to do it again.
Gotta. Or VA. One of Angela's VAs could Photoshop it for you. I'd probably even make it look better. I bet.
And so one thing we are going to do too, we haven't really officially announced this, but we will with you, is we really didn't want to wait till next year to do Sales Boost again. So part of the Visionary Circle portion of it is going to be a mastermind event in June, and we're already working on the details for that. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be on a very small scale, but if you thought the sales
don't do it when I'm in the Boundary Waters.
Well, what day is that? We'll make sure we don't.
I think it's like the first week of June. I think
All right, we'll do it the
first week of June.
Right.
Do it the second week of June. Third week of June. I'm in.
All right.
Is that an invite or did I just invite myself? I'm invited.
No, that's right.
I just decided I'm invited. Well, home service homies, business nerds, thank you guys for tuning in. You'll have to check back in next week to hear my shitty travel story. And all I gotta say is don't fly American Airlines. I'm just gonna leave you with that. It didn't go well. American Airlines, which I think is the only airline that actually goes into Wilmington. Like every gate. They were at every gate. What's up with that?
All Delta.
We only fly Delta.
I tried to fly Delta. Delta rescued me, but American let me down. They should be called like a less cool country airlines. I don't know what's a country that sucks.
American assholes. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, American assholes. Yep, they did a bad job. Shame on them. They still have my luggage, even. I still need to get my damn luggage back from them. Americans suck. I just got reported saying that, Chris.
I want to know who said that now.
Chris Sale said American sucks. I just got reported for saying that. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out. Shout out Angela and JC. Amazing job at Sales Boost. You guys fucking crushed it. I'm not surprised. I'm just thrilled and pumped for you guys, and pumped for everybody else that made it, and disappointed for everybody that didn't. FOMO on you. You guys know what to do. You guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Go earn yourself some pride. We'll see you tonight with my boy Tom King coming on and talking nerdy business stuff. See you then.